Hola guys, I'm back. I took a nap and I woke up starving. Um, and I wanted to make something fast, but something good. And I'm going to make nachos. I know, right? Really, Mel? You're going to make a video on how to make nachos? I know, very simple, right? But everybody makes them different. Some people add things. Some people just keep it cheese and chips. Now, if I was going to do cheese and chips, I wouldn't even bother, guys. But my recipe is still very, very simple. I just kind of bulk it up because I do have a 6-foot gentle giant, 6'2" gentle giant living up in this house, and cheese and chips just ain't going to do it. So I got to bulk them up some. So I'm going to, just for the sake of making a video and staying connected to all you awesome folks, I'm going to do a run through of how I make nachos. You want to watch? Okay, hold on. Okie doke. So what we need, milk, obviously some cheese. I was going to get the Velveeta, but this was $1 cheaper, so I got the Walmart brand. We need some pinto beans. I like Bush's because they taste more pinto-y than any other canned pinto bean. Chips. We're going to need some Nor caldo de res bouillon. That's just to flavor everything. Some garlic, some onion, some cumin or comino. Jalapeno peppers, if you like them. I like the jalapeno carrots. And my kids don't like chile on it at all. So this is more for me, the little pickled jalapeno carrots. Some ground beef. And you're going to need a mortar or molcajete. If you want to do it just like me in regards to the grinding of the comino. You can get powdered comino, which is just fine, but I don't have that. I have this. So that is the only reason that I have my molcajete or mortar and pestle out. So that's everything we need. Y'all seen what all this looks like. It's nacho fixins. Let's get to cooking. Okie doke. I've chopped about 1/4 of an onion, white onion, whatever onion you want. Next, I'm going to crush my, I'm shaking, y'all guys, sorry. Next, I'm going to crush, y'all are wiggling, about a teaspoon and a half, maybe a tablespoon of cominos. I'm going to crush those and make them all powdery. I've used the powdered comino before, but it's not as pungent and as strong as the little kernels. So this is, oh, I can smell it already. So that's how come I like to use the whole cominos. I'm going to crush these, and then I'll be back to show you guys the dumping of it all in the meat, and then I'll move on to something else. Thanks. Really? Did I just say thanks? Okay, guys. At this point, while the meat is still a little pink and still all greasy, I haven't drained it, I go ahead and add in my comino, my cumin, and my onions. I like to add them in before the meat is all the way cooked. That way I get full flavor. I'm not going to use a lot of the garlic simply because as it has sat here, it just ain't doing right. I definitely will go out and buy the real deal today because I cook a lot with garlic and I can't do this jar garlic. Not to knock anyone who likes using it, but it just, I don't like it. I don't like the way it smells. There's absolutely no, there's really no taste to it. But because I wanted a little bit of flavor, I've gone ahead and used it anyway. But yeah, it doesn't really add much to my kitchen using it. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and continue browning the meat until the onions are all nice and translucent and cooked in there. And then I will drain it. And the last step to it is to add a cube of the Nor bouillon. And guys, every time I cook this seasoned meat, I forget the Nor bouillon. I just grab it and crush it in the meat. And this really does all the seasoning that salt would do. Just a deeper flavor. I mean, don't, you know, you can season it with salt and all. But this bouillon cube stretches the flavor, the beefiness of it way better, I think, than salt. But that's it. That's it for the meat. Once it's browned completely, I'm going to drain it, and we'll be ready to move on to the next step, which is the beans. Now, all I do with the beans is drain and wash them and heat them up and smash the heck out of them. So we'll do that in a little bit. Okay, now all I'm going to do with the beans is drain them off a little bit. You don't want all that liquid because it's going to leave a super mashy bean. Now you're going to want a mashy bean, but not liquid. So this may work. I may have to drain it a little further, but we're good to go. We're going to put these little suckers into a pot. There's the meat bubbling and browning. There's my little pot. I'm going to let those sit in there. I'm not going to season those at all because the meat is pretty seasoned. If you'd like, you can salt and pepper them. But the Velveeta, or the faux Velveeta, is pretty friggin' salty, so I try not to oversalt anything. But I'm going to let these do their thing, and then I'm going to take my masher and mash the snot out of them. Ew, snot and food. Sorry. Mash the heck out of them. Okie doke. So I've taken our little fake Velveeta and chopped it up because the next step is our cheese sauce. The meat is done. I have it on warm. I may have to drain it again, but that's nice and done. I need to take a masher to the beans. You could put the beans in whole, but my kids prefer them smashed. So I'm going to smoosh these down a little bit. If there is too much liquid in them, I'm going to have to spoon some of it out. We do want a kind of a thin bean because we want it to lay flat. We want it to drizzle over the chips because if they're too thick, they break your chips. But we don't want it too thin either because there's nothing grosser than liquefied beans. But we'll see how that turns out in a bit. I may have to cook it down to get rid of some of that liquid. I'll leave that in there. As y'all can tell, I have it on pretty high to try and get some of that liquid out. But next is the cheese. So I'm going to dump these cubes in my sauce pot and add my milk and keep on going. Okay, I got my cheese in my tried and true sauce pot. I've had this forever, as y'all can tell. And I just pour in milk until it covers the cheese. And I scatter the cheese around so it's under the milk. And I got it set on medium high just to get it going. Just to get a good melting started. And keep on adding milk as necessary and stirring and making sure it doesn't stick. And before you know it, we are going to have what I call monster nachos. Our cheese, our meat, our beans on top of our lovely chips. So see y'all in a bit. Alrighty guys, here is the cheese sauce. It looks a little runny, but I did the dunk test and it sticks real nice to the chip. I can cook it down more and make it a little thicker, but I like this. So now comes the put together part. You know we're some rock stars up in this house with our paper plates, so less for mama to have to wash. Lay down some tortilla chips. We had some round ones, but we ate them. Then we sprinkle some of the meat on them. Sprinkly, sprinkly. However much you like. And make sure you get some on every bite. Then your beans, they're nice and soft and pourable. Like I said, we didn't want liquefied, but we definitely wanted soft. Pour some of those on top. Glob, 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 glob. My son came down and said, "Ooh, you're making nachos like Taco Bell." I almost had to put him outside. One of the worst things you can tell a Latina mom is, you cook like Taco Bell. Nothing against Taco Bell. I do like me an occasional churro from them, those little cinnamon things, or, you know, I do like that kind of stuff, but don't tell a Mexican mom she's cooking like Taco Bell. Are you crazy? That'll get you not fed for a week. But now, the drizzling of the cheese. That's it, dudes. Dudes, sorry. Thought I was talking to my oldest. Yeah, we get that cheese all over everything. Top it off with your pickled carrots. It ain't pretty, but it tastes good. Y'all make them. Y'all like them. Or if you have your own version of nachos, I've made this with shredded chicken. Oh my googly. It's absolutely delicious. Share your toppings with me because I sure will try them. Till next time, bon appetit, y'all. Bye.